let's talk about the food and the restaurants on the Carnival Panorama. Ken, what do you have to say?
I have a fair bit to say about this. Let's start out with the Vista restaurant. So we only did complimentary dining on this cruise. The Vista restaurant is the main dining room on the ship that we ate at, and it was really nice. We were able to sit by the window all week. That, of course, is because we ate a little earlier and
we did your time dining.
Yes.
So that's when you can select what time you want to eat at every night.
Yeah. And well, actually on the first night, they said, if you're able to come early, come talk to them at the front and you could get the same table all week. And we did that. We ate around, was it 5:30? I think every week or every day. And we got the same table by the window every night, which was same staff. It was really nice. So the restaurant was beautiful. And the food, I was really impressed with the food in the Vista and even the service. And I think we'll talk about the service later, but some of the food we had was awesome. I loved the cranberry bread.
That was good.
That was really good. We had steak, we had lobster, prime rib, all sorts of salads. Some of the other ones, creme brulee, escargot, pork sliders. That might have been my favorite thing on the whole week. It was so good. And then lamb as well. There is, I mean, so much more. You could be here all day just talking about the food in the Vista restaurant, but the food there for being complimentary food was awesome.
It was really good, and there's a lot of fun options and variety. They like to put some unique things on the menu that you can try, and they're not things that I would typically order or buy, but that's one of the joys of being on a cruise. It's a really low risk to try something you may not try it at home, because truthfully, if you hated it, you could ask them to bring you something else. No,
for sure. And just so many great options. They had their, different things that changed every day, and then the staples that were there on a daily basis. So I really, really did enjoy the Vista restaurant. And not only at dinner, but on the sea days, we would go there for the sea day brunch.
Yes.
Which was awesome. So I don't remember the times of it, but in the morning to late morning, you could go there for sea day brunch. Again, it was complimentary. And they had free complimentary juices in there. The yogurt parfait, I know that's your favorite.
Yeah. Coffee, of course.
They had bacon every day at the sea day brunch, which is, I'll get to that probably in my wishes here. They have omelets, custom-made omelets, French toast, etc. in there.
I have to say, if you want a relaxed morning to sit and have your breakfast, go to the main dining room. It's a really lovely place to sit down and enjoy your food. And we didn't find that it took too terribly long, too. It wasn't drawn out. You don't need hours to go there.
Yeah.
You need more than half an hour, though. But, if you don't mind spending an hour to sit down and them bring the food, they keep topping up your orange juice and coffee. It's quite a relaxing way to start your morning off.
Yeah, no, for sure. I always... we didn't used to do the sea day brunch, but we commonly will do that now and go there for breakfast.
There is breakfast in the main dining room, though, on days that are not sea days. It's just the hours and the food options change.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, I don't know. I really like it in the Vista restaurant.
It's not something we used to do, as you said, but we've changed. And or maybe our style has changed. Everyone's a little different, but we're really liking that.
So we tend to only do the buffet for breakfast most of the time. We'll do it other times, but on sea days when we're just needing a quick, port days when we're just needing a quick breakfast.
To go quickly. Yeah.
So what's next on your likes?
Next on my likes, let's see. I actually talked about the app here. I thought it was really easy to make a reservation for the dining if you are doing your time dining, and it's easy to check out the menu. They release it that day, so you can get up in the morning and you can check and see what they have on the menu in the main dining room.
Yes,
which is kind of cool and fun. Ken doesn't like to know. Well, he likes a surprise.
I have it as actually one of my wishes later, so
see, I like it because I can be like looking forward to that meal. all day. So we differ on this.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Other food, I love the Blue Iguana tacos and
That is
burritos. They have beef taco or beef burritos, chicken burritos, shrimp burritos, and that's complimentary by the main pool on the Lido deck. Beach pool.
The first time though, I didn't realize there's 2 separate lines. One's for, I believe, tacos and one's for burritos. So
yeah, make sure you're
in the right line.
you're in the right line for tacos or burritos. So yeah, so many different options that way. Guy's Pig and Anchor and Smokehouse. Complimentary
lunch. They call it the barbecue. Pig and Anchor barbecue at lunch. Yes, on deck 5.
And it's outside.
And it's, I believe
But you can sit inside.
Yes, but I believe this is only offered on embarkation day and sea days. So it is not open on port days.
Yes. So if you're wanting to try out that kind of a barbecue, they've got pork butt, macaroni, cheese, chicken, all sorts of good stuff.
You just like saying pork butt.
Okay. Well, the pork butt's good. And so that's always a fun one. But it is down on deck 5. So
yes. Whereas the marketplace, which is the buffet, is on deck 10, the Lido deck. And that's where you'll also find Guy's Burger.
Yes.
Which is complimentary. Like you said, the
Blue Iguana
is on the same area.
And there's sandwich shop.
Oh, that is inside the marketplace in
the
deck
buffet.
10,
Yeah. So it's kind of in the middle of the buffet. There's a sandwich shop area where they'll make custom sandwiches for you. Our son lived there.
Yeah.
He loved that.
Now we're just touching basically on the complimentary options. There are a lot of other food options along the or in the ship. These are the ones, of course, they even count Swirls, the ice cream shop, as a different place, and we did have ice cream.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can always, well, that kind of leads to actually one of my other likes. The gelato in the Lido Marketplace buffet was really good.
Yeah, and it's complimentary.
It's complimentary, and there's lots of toppings.
Yeah, I think I had more toppings than ice cream. So
lots of toppings, the gelato. I'm not sure what the flavors are every week if they change. I think we had raspberry or something like that. And
I don't remember, but it was good.
Yeah. Guy's Burgers, I know you mentioned that, really good. I love the burgers on there. They kind of remind me of like Red Robin or something like that, the burgers.
Yeah, yeah.
But Red Robin's one of my favorite burgers, so you might be like, Red Robin and rolling your eyes. They're really good. You get fries, everything like that.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on the food?
Yeah, but I'm wondering, I think we're going to have some differing opinions here. So I might have to I think I know what you're going to say, but I'm just going to, before we go into what I know is a wish for you, I'm going to just talk about one of my wishes that's small.
Okay.
It's on Guy's Burger. Here's my problem, people. I start out with this gorgeous, beautiful sea day brunch. And then I'm looking forward to this lovely dinner in the main dining room. And it just doesn't leave a lot of room for burgers for me. But yet I really want to try a burger. So my wish is that, and maybe they have this and I just don't know, so please tell me if they do have this. I wish there was a smaller version of the burger, like with all the fixings and the toppings, just a smaller patty and bun, like more like a
slider or child size.
Yeah, I love a slider because I just want to enjoy a little bit of it, but I personally can't eat that much, but I really just want to sample everything. So I wish there was smaller burger versions of the but with all the goodness, just smaller.
Yeah, I would agree because it's a lot of food.
And it still pains me to order a burger knowing that I'm going to toss half of it in the garbage. So,
and I think we'd share, other than the fact that we're probably ordering the most opposite things when it comes to a burger. So.
We get along, but we don't always like the same food.
All right. So, I would agree right there. I do have a few wishes.
I know you do.
They're not big, but I do want to say them. The Lido Marketplace buffet, the actual buffet itself, so taking away the sandwich shop and the restaurants around it, the actual buffet seemed very limited and not a ton of options. So, for example, and I know I said this, the same thing on the Mardi Gras, is for breakfast, they don't have bacon every day. Maybe like half the days they'd have bacon, and then it would switch over to like ham. And I'm just surprised because that used to be a staple on all cruise lines. You'd be able to get bacon everywhere. Not that I need a lot of bacon, but it is nice to go with your eggs, a couple of slices of the bacon. So that would be one of my wishes. There's lots of options there, but it just seems limited to compared to other ships we've been on.
Yeah, and I want to touch on this too. One thing I did notice is that if you weren't there during the peak times, they closed down the buffet table. Not the tables per se, but the where they serve the food from was closed off. The first section closest to the beach pool, the center of the ship. So you had to head towards the aft, the very back, and the second part of the buffet, and that's where you'd find the food. So you really had to go to the far end of the ship in the evening.
Yeah.
Now, their buffet, I would say when you look at just the buffet size, is surprisingly small and limited. However, Carnival has a totally different style. Rather than having everybody in the buffet, I feel like they've tried to disperse the crowd, which is a good thing if your group can all agree on the same food. Now, I believe that the Panorama did a better job at this though than the Mardi Gras, because the Mardi Gras had the burgers on a totally different floor. And even though Guy's Burger is not inside the buffet, it's just outside
By the pool.
Yeah, around the corner, so it's very close. Now, I just made some notes here that I just want to like help explain this. So, if you're taking advantage of the sea day or embarkation day complimentary food items, on deck 5 you'll find the Pig and Anchor barbecue. Now, most of the food is on deck 10. That's where you're going to find the Guy's Burger joint, the Blue Iguana Cantina, and the Lido Marketplace.
Yeah.
So the buffet. Now, then up a floor on deck 11, there's a pasta bar inside of Cucina del Capitano, and there's also a Mongolian wok inside of Gigi's. So, as you can see, there's food up and down from the Lido deck.
Yeah,
So
no, for sure.
in other ships, you might be able to get your Asian food in the buffet. So if somebody wants Asian food and somebody wants hamburgers, you're not in the same space. So, and you don't have, for me, it's actually probably better because I tend to take too many different options. Somehow I've like traveled the world on my plate and it doesn't always go together. So maybe it's nice just to have Italian or...
I didn't even know that. So inside Gigi's for lunch, I think on the sea days, there's the Mongolian wok, which is complimentary during sea days, during lunch. And there's also pasta bella inside Cucina del Capitano, where you can get pasta at lunch. I didn't even realize that those were available until you'd mentioned it on the last day.
And they're not spaces that you walk past, so you don't actually even see that they're there. So unless you're like, check your fun times, look, see what options are available, ask questions, because even though the Lido market, market is not huge, there's an abundance of food options.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the Pig and Anchor being down on deck 5, it's a wish just because it's out of the way and you forget about it as well.
Yes.
So you see people in the elevator trying to meet up with their family. One person's coming up from deck 5 with their Pig and Anchor or their barbecue up to the buffet because they're meeting up with people. And it's just not that centralized.
Those 3 restaurants, though, are not complimentary for dinner. So they are specialty restaurants. So that is, I believe, why they're not on deck 10 with the other restaurants. They are people destination points.
Yeah, no, for sure. My last wish, and I think I'm going to make one comment on top of that. My last wish is about the app and at dinner. It's an assumption that you would have your phone with you at dinner in the Vista restaurant to look at the menu.
Yeah.
If you ask, they will bring you a paper menu. I don't like that that's assuming that you're going to bring your phone to dinner.
You like the traditional.
I like the traditional. We've been on different ship recently where they still gave you the menu right away. Automatically. And I really don't like that. I like looking at a paper menu rather than scrolling through my phone. I mean, I I'm technology savvy. I do that all the time. I just prefer it that way.
You know what? Interestingly enough, though, I've grown to like the app more and more. I've become more comfortable. At first, I found it tricky because you're like, okay, I wanted this from the app, and then you got to scroll to another screen and this, and then scroll and this. So whereas you're trying to find where was that again, you scroll past it. I don't know. I feel like
It's the same thing though. We'll still go ask for the daily agenda on paper.
And something.
The fun times.
There's something satisfying about like highlighting or circling. I want to do this. I don't know. For me, a little old school, but I like that. I had another wish.
Okay.
So in the evening, after the buffet shuts down, the deli is open longer, and then there's the pizza. We forgot to talk about the pizza.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
okay.
There's pizza all the time, or I shouldn't say all the time, but it goes quite late. Now, personally, I like to have a snack before I go to bed, but I don't like something heavy.
Okay.
I don't actually want a meal at night. At home, I might have a bowl of Cheerios or a yogurt or a banana, something just small and light. And there's not anything out that you can just pick up.
Yeah.
Of course, there's room service that you could order.
Yeah.
But in terms of a complimentary food item that's available, you are kind of limited to the pizza or to the deli into the late evening. So what I actually did to work around this is I actually just picked up a yogurt and I took it to
breakfast.
At breakfast. Yeah, or like a banana or something, and I just left it in the cabin knowing. And there's, of course, the mini fridge. So, and so I had that available if I wanted a little snack, because you won't find like just like a little muffin or a little yogurt, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's not out.
The other thing I did want to mention, and this isn't a wish, it's more of a observation, and I know you mentioned this in our vlogs, is in Pastabella or Cucina del Capitano. It's right under the basketball court. And when we were there for lunch, you could hear the thumping the whole time from the basketballs. And I know you'd mentioned in our vlogs, you wonder if that's why the basketball court closes early. So it's not bothering people when they're paying in Cucina del Capitano in the evening. So so on this ship, you do pay for Cucina del Capitano in the evenings. When we were on the Mardi Gras, and I don't know if it's that way, it was complimentary during our sailing.
It does differ from ship to ship, so you will want to
double check.
Yeah.
So, any other thoughts on the food and dining?
You know what? I really like the your time dining, even though we selected the option was given to us to keep the same spot every night. I think that's a great option for people to adjust depending on port day or not port day. Yeah, the food was wonderful.
Yeah, no, it was really good, and we were extremely happy with it.